In this video, I'm going to share a couple of quick tips around best practices for tagging with ActiveCampaign. Now, when you're organized with your tags in ActiveCampaign, it can really help you to stay structured, save a bunch of time, and avoid getting lost. So hopefully this guideline helps. I've used it with coaches, consultants, digital marketing agencies to help them stay more organized. And this has actually been reviewed by ActiveCampaign on a support call, and they said this is best practice structure as well. So hopefully it's something that is useful for you too. So there's a couple of different types of tags that we would want to have in ActiveCampaign. One of them is a trigger. Now, a trigger starts an automation. I like to use triggers, and I'll show you how they're used shortly. The next one is a lead magnet. So this is a downloadable resource. By using a lead magnet, we can see within a contact if someone has downloaded what particular lead magnet. And then a lead, different to a lead magnet. So a lead would be someone that's potentially interested in a product, a service, or some kind of coaching program. There's someone that we would actively like to follow up because they've showed interest in some way. Purchased, hopefully pretty straightforward. They have purchased something, tagging them with that product is super helpful. Active is something I use for if they've purchased something that expires, such as a monthly SEO campaign, or they're part of a membership or part of a mastermind that has an expiry. I want to tag them as purchased and keep that tag there because they have purchased it, but I want to have active, visible, and tagged only when they're actually active, and then remove it when they're not active, so I can send emails just to active clients. Content access is if you use some kind of membership, especially something like Access Ally, you can use tags in order to sync with Access Ally, which is a membership tool for WordPress, and it will show pieces of content based on the tagging structure and how you've set that up. And then customer type. This will help to just dig a little deeper into the type of customer. You can also use custom fields for this, which is another method, but at a glance, tags can be helpful if you want to just add a little bit of richness to the contact information without using custom fields. So that's the overall structure. And now a little bit of an example of some current tags that could be used. I've got examples here, but also this is a good way to keep your tags and the best practice tags in one place is by just copying this entire spreadsheet and then keeping some of your most important tags in this other sheet here. So we've got a lead magnet, which is the 4 pillars of SEO. So the tag would be LM, 4 pillars of SEO. We also have a tag for interest list. So if someone signed up to our interest list for the Leverage Mastermind program, they will be tagged as lead leverage interest. Then we know what the program is generally and that they're a lead for it. If someone purchases an SEO assessment, they are tagged with purchased SEO assessment. If they purchase Leverage Mastermind, that's where they are tagged. And then if they're active in the mastermind, they are also tagged in this way. So now when it comes to delivering a lead magnet, I will show you an example within ActiveCampaign. So this is a product that I have called the Funnel Shop. This was just an example structure of delivering a lead magnet. So the trigger is whatever the lead magnet is. So trigger, demo, we run that multiple times. So I like to do this. I think this is best practice and it helps with some flexibility later, although it may seem a little bit counterintuitive, is that I add a trigger tag and then I immediately remove the trigger tag. So it gets added and then it gets removed. And the reason for that is flexibility around triggers. So then after that, I'll add the tag lead magnet and whatever the lead magnet is. So now it's got the relevant tag and then we've got sending the email. And then I just like to wait for 5 minutes because I like to, when I'm testing the lead magnet, I want to see someone appear in this wait for 5 minutes section or a bunch of people appear there so I can see it, as opposed to they go through, they're tagged and they disappear. Well, they don't disappear, they're within ActiveCampaign, but I just like to have that for the way that I like to test things. So this is an overall structure. Now coming over to the Leverage Mastermind. So if I go to our landing page. So before we had this landing page, we had the interest list and it looked very similar to this before we didn't really have a name for it at the time, but it had a name. I think it just had leverage, a little bit of content, and then join the interest list. Now, when someone joined, they were tagged with lead leverage interest. So that helped to keep us organized and know who to email because they're the people on our interest list. And now we have this lead magnet, which is related to the leverage program, 6-part training. And that particular tag, I don't know if I've got it here, but that particular tag would be something along the lines of lead magnet leverage launch myths, I believe it is, for this particular one within ActiveCampaign, so that we can see if someone has joined the interest list and they've downloaded the launch myths lead magnet. They're very likely people that we should be getting in touch with and reaching out to, sending bonjouros to, and emailing and getting in touch with them to booking in a call because they're a hot lead. So that's how we set up the tagging structure. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully it helps to reduce a bit of overwhelm when you're setting up your ActiveCampaign, setting up your course, setting up your products and services to make it a little bit more easy and streamlined for you. Cheers.